The matchup of the season, Randy Jones against Tom Seaver. Tom, the defending Cy Young Award winner in the National League, a 31-year-old right-hander with a record this season of 5-4 and an earned run average of 3.1. Seaver, over the years, has dominated the Padres. He is 18-2 lifetime against San Diego, but one of those two lifetime losses occurred 1 month ago today, May the 9th in New York, when the Padres beat Seaver and the Mets 4-0. A brilliant pitching effort by left-hander Brent Strom on that occasion. Seaver, in his last start, pitched a 3-hit shutout as the Mets beat the Dodgers 11-0 last Saturday in Los Angeles. And for Seaver, that snapped a 4-game losing streak. Seaver comes in this game leading the National League in strikeouts with 78. Tom Seaver, he'll pitch for New York tonight. For the Padres, it's 26-year-old left-hander Randy Jones. 10-2 on the year, a 2.45 earned run average. Randy is 4-3 lifetime against the Mets, and his last loss was to the Mets. That was May the 7th in New York, when the Mets beat Randy and the Padres 6-2. Since then, Randy pitched 5 straight complete game wins, and then a no decision against Pittsburgh in his last start last Saturday night. Randy is ready, and to call the action, let's go over to Jerry Coleman.
And the first pitch of the ball game is on the way to Leon Brown. Right-hand batter, it's fouled away for strike one. Brown batting at .222. Stepping in there against the Padres' own Randy Jones. What a night this is. A huge crowd on hand, and the matchup that everybody's been waiting for, Jones and Seaver. There's a fastball just off the plate, 1-1. Brown stepped in with a .222 batting average, has 6 hits in 27 trips, 1 double and 1 RBI. He recently joined the New York Mets. There's a drive on a pop-up to the right side. Going after it is 20s, McCovey, 20s, and nobody gets it. It looked as though Tito might come up with it. McCovey, running away from the ball, had to try to go for it over the shoulder, but 20s, who had the angle, couldn't quite grab on. So it's a ball and 2 strikes. A ball and 2 strikes for the leadoff man, Leon Brown. He'll be followed by Felix Millan and John Milner. Brown appearing for the first time in this series. Doug Rader holding fourth at third as he does. Hernandez at shortstop. 20s at second. McCovey at first. Kendall back in action behind the plate. Been away for a few days. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Fouled away. Brown just stuck out his bat to stay alive on that one and got a piece of it. The outfield, Willie Davis back in the lineup after missing almost a complete 5 games. Right field, Dave Winfield. Left field, Gene Locklear. There's a pop-up again. This one, Kendall may have a shot near the Padre dugout, but just over the wire and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and we stay right there as Leon Brown is hanging tough. Randy Jones, a lifetime record, 45-42. Tom Seaver, his record, 173-100. Jones ready once again, checks his catcher Kendall. Here's a pitch on the way to Brown. He went for the corner but missed it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The plate umpire is Dutch Renner. Ed Vargo, the senior man of this group, at first. As Jones goes again, the 2-2 delivery hit into center field. Davis on his horse, has room, waits for it to drift into his glove, and he's got it. So we have run away as Brown drifted one into Davis's glove in dead center field. Here's Felix Millan, a fine hitter, but who's had a tough series here in San Diego. Millan batting at .249, has 1 home run and 10 RBIs. He leads the New York Mets in doubles with 13, and in this series he is 0 for 8. Right-hand batter chokes way up on the end of the bat, and the first pitch is low and outside for a ball. These are the kind of hitters Jones feels he has the most trouble with. The fellows who spray the ball around. There's a ground ball up the middle, a base hit as Jones got it up, and Millan laid into it. So Felix gets his first hit of the series. Ground ball single to center. Now John Milner, left-hand hitting left fielder, moves in. Jones going for number 11 tonight. Milner 1 for 7 in this series. Steps in there with a .325 batting average. He's lost about 20 points to his average in the series. There's a throw to first. Millan forced back. Roy McMillan, a fine infielder of a few years past, doing the coaching at first for New York, and Eddie Yost, an infielder in the American League for many years, at third. Jones ready to pitch to Milner. Curveball in there, strike 1. Randy breaks the curve off, gets it in there, 1 strike. Milner waiting for the next one. The infield double play depth. Jones again delivers. Curveball high and inside. 1-1. Don't forget, tonight in the fifth inning, Colleen Frank, that's F-R-A-N-C-K-E, of 10342 Matador Court in San Diego. You're our home run for the money gal. It'll be the fifth. We'll tell you more about it later. Throw to first base. Back is Meehan. John Milner got off to a great start with the Mets, then was injured and came back swinging well. So far, though, the Padres have contained him. Here's Jones. The 1-1 delivery. Curveball is high, and Randy is not as sharp as he would like to be right now. Meehan jumped on a fastball that was high, higher than Jones likes to get it for a base hit. Milner took a curveball for a strike, but the following two curves have been high and inside. Here's a 2-1 delivery. Swung on a miss, the fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Jones again is throwing high, and that's not what he wants to do. Wants to get the ball down for the double play ball if he can. Rader very wide at third. Waiting. Pitch by Jones. Breaking ball. Hit the right field. A base hit. A hanging curveball. Here's Winfield up for the ball, and Meehan holds at second. Throw to second, but not in time. So Randy is getting those pitches up, and there could be a lot of pressure under the circumstances with this massive crowd and all of the ballyhoo that's gone before. Meehan down to second base. Milner at first. 2 men on, 1 away. And here comes Sky King, they call him, Dave Kingman, with 21 home runs and 47 RBIs.
Dave Kingman.
Kingman has a .240 batting average. Right-hand hitter against the left-handed Jones. He's been up 225 times and has struck out 59. Jones is ready. Infield waiting. Here's a pitch. Ground ball fouled away on the left side into the Met dugout. Joe Torre, the veteran infielder, catcher, he's at first base in the on-deck circle. Outfield strung way out to the left side. The right side of the field wide open as Winfield is 100 feet off that line. Here's a pitch on the way to Kingman, a breaking ball low and outside. 1-1. Jones has Meehan at second, Milner at first, Kingman, the cleanup man. Here's a delivery, way outside, 2 balls and a strike. Now Freddie Kendall says, hey, let me see that ball. And just about that time, here comes pitching coach Roger Craig to settle down his young left-hander Randy Jones. And for Colleen Frank, F-R-A-N-C-K-E, of 10342 Matador Court in San Diego, you're our home run for the money gal. It'll be the 5th inning. If a Padre player hits a home run in that inning, you'll be $50 richer. And that money will be used to open up a savings account by Kogo Radio in your name at any Home Federal Savings and Loan Office of your choice. So, Colleen, hang on. You're our home run for the money gal. That'll be the 5th inning. Roger Craig completes his chat with Randy Jones. Jones now checking out Kendall. Kingman waiting. Here's a delivery. Low and inside. Randy struggling at the moment. Runs the count to 3-1. Meehan at second base. Milner at first. Jones on the 3-1 pitch to Kingman. He got him to swing and he missed. Strike 2, 3-2. That might have been as big a pitch as Randy will make so far tonight, and there's another one to follow. Let's see if the runners go. Meehan at second, Milner at first. Jones checks him out. They do not go. The pitch is hit sharply to Rader. He has it. The Padres back to first. Double play. Gets out of what might have been a tough inning with a one-hop shot to Rader over the 20s. Back to McCovey. The Mets are gone. In the first inning for New York, no runs, 2 base hits, a man left. After a half inning, New York nothing, San Diego coming up. Here's Ray Charles for Olympia Beer.
It seems as though this life of ours is changing. Sometimes better, sometimes blue. It's taking time to find just what you're after. Been hanging on and never letting go. So, have yourself an a great beer doesn't change, brother, and Olympia never will. So, you owe yourself the best beer in the land. Olympia, beer doesn't change.
Olympia Brewing Company, Olympia, Washington.
Dr. Irwin
Tom Seaver on the mound for the New York Mets, one of baseball's great pitchers, a 3-time Cy Young Award winner with a lifetime record of 173 and 100 losses. 18-2 against San Diego, and the last time out, he was shut out by the Padres as they won their second game since their inception back in 1969 against this guy. So Tom Seaver going for win number 6. He'll be facing Enzo Hernandez, Tito Fuentes, and Willie Davis back in the lineup. Hernandez is 3 for 6 in this series. He has an 8-game hitting streak going, and it was his triple last night that drove in Dave Freisleben that proved to be the winning run as the Padres shut out the Mets 3-0. So little Enzo going up against Tom Terrific, formerly of Fresno and USC, now from Connecticut. Seaver's first pitch of the ball game is hit on the ground in the hole. Backhanded by Heidemann. There's a long throw, and Enzo is there in time for a base hit. Enzo pulled the ball. Heidemann was playing very much towards second base, and although the ball didn't take him too far into the hole, he had a long run for it, and he just couldn't quite get it over there as Enzo comes up with his 9th straight game in which he's hit. Hernandez at first. Nobody out. Here is Tito Fuentes. Fuentes from the left side, batting at .272. Tito in the series is 1 for 7. Net infield shortens up. They have a split defense. Infield on the right side. Outfield goes to the left side. Roy Steger, the third baseman. Jack Heidemann is the shortstop. Felix Mion at second. Joe Torre at first. Another throw to first, and Enzo's back. Jerry Grody, the veteran catcher behind the plate. The outfield, Leon Brown at center. John Milner left. Dave Kingman in right. Seaver's ready. Right-hander, a long set, checks Enzo. Here's the pitch on the way, and the curveball is right in there for a strike. Fuentes was squaring the bunt and pulled his bat back. The word is that you can run on Seaver. He has that high kick. Watch the left leg if you're out here tonight listening to the radio. That's when they try to trigger it. But Seaver, of course, protects himself by making sure he throws the first as much as possible. Tom ready again. Pitch on the way, high and outside. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Amalfitano, the Padres third base coach, laying on a sign on Tito. Dick Sisler at first base, checking Enzo. Seaver at the set again. Pitch on the way to Tito. Bunts it high and foul behind the plate. A ball and 2 strikes. A delightful evening here at San Diego Stadium. There are still some seats available, and if you're in the area, why don't you join us? A beautiful night and a big ball game unfolding. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Padres have a runner at first base, nobody out, and Tito Fuentes with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Willie Davis waiting in the on-deck circle with Enzo drifting off at first. Throw to first again by Seaver, and Enzo gets back. Andy Olson is the umpire at second, and at third base, Satch Davidson. Dutch Rennert, junior man in this quartet, has the job behind the plate. He is the umpire-in-chief, and at first base is Ed Bargo, the senior man of this group. Hernandez waiting, does not go. Tito hits one high in the air on the left side in foul territory. Milner's after it, and nobody's going to get it. That ball hit about the first or second row, midway between third and the Padre bullpen. Tomorrow night, it'll be the wrap-up of this 4-game series. John Matlack, a left-hander for New York. He'll be going up against the Padres left-handed, Brent Strom. Seaver is working very deliberately out there, more so than he usually does. He might be feeling his way into the ball game. A throw to first base, and Enzo back quickly. A ball and 2 strikes to Tito Fuentes. Mets are 12.5 behind Philadelphia in the East. They're in third place. Tito chops one to second. Mion has it to Heidemann for 1. No chance for a double play. As Enzo got down to second in a hurry, but the ball was really not hit sharply. A couple of high hops to Mion over to Heidemann, and Heidemann did not even try to make the throw to first as Fuentes is on after forcing Hernandez. So the play goes 4-6. And here comes Willie Davis up for the first time since he was hit in the right elbow by Jerry Royce in Pittsburgh. He missed 4 complete games and the final 7 innings of that game. Davis batting at .293. 2 home runs, 23 RBIs. He leads the club in triples with 5 and in base hits with 53. Fuentes at first. Davis waiting, swings and misses, strike one. Seaver just reached back for a good hard one and got it by him. We're in the last of the first inning, no score. A throw to first base and 20s is back. Heidemann, the shortstop for New York, is very deep in this particular situation. They're possibly conceding a double play, and they'll say, let's get one with Davis running. They couldn't do it anyway. There's a foul by Davis. Comes back on the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. Meehan is almost at the edge of the outfield grass, and Heidemann is at the edge of the outfield grass. And if you're going to try to get a double play with Davis running, that's not the place to do it. So they may be saying, look, let's try to get one and stop the rally if we can do it, with McCovey to follow. There are subtle strategies in baseball that some people don't see unless you really examine what's going on. Outfield shifted to the right. A throw to first. 20s is back again. No balls, 2 strikes. Outfield pulls to the right side, and fairly deep in center is Leon Brown. Seaver taking an especially long time out there. Rubbing up the ball. He's straddling the mound at the moment. Now puts his foot on the rubber, toes it. Checks his catcher Grody for a sign. Davis waiting. Here's the pitch by Seaver. Curveball drilled into center field in the air. Brown is coming in. Puts the glove on it, and back to first base goes Tito. So we have 2 down with a runner at first, and here comes Big Mac, Willie McCovey.
Number 44, Willie McCovey.
Willie McCovey steps in. He's 1 for 3 in the series, batting at .213. It was McCovey's booming double that drove in 2 runs in the 6th inning, and that 5-1 Padre victory, and that put him on top to stay. They pitch to Big Mac, a chopper to the right side. Grabbing it as Torrey makes the play at first by himself, and that's all for San Diego in the first. No runs, 1 hit, a man left. After 1 inning of play, it's New York nothing, San Diego nothing.
From the ballpark of the Padres to the fans exciting roar, from the double play and home run to the strikeout and ball score, the thrill of being at the ballgame, the play-by-play when they're away, the loss that almost was a victory, the win that brightens up the day in home Federal Country.
Do you realize how much it costs you to pay your monthly bills? 13 cents postage per bill, the cost of each check, plus the time it takes. Home Federal's new bill payment service saves you that cost because you pay your bills by phone, direct from your 5.25% Saver Card account. Your electric bill, water bill, and others. One phone call does it all. For details, see Home Federal Savings of San Diego, the only federal savings and loan in California with bill payment service.
Home Federal Country.
Leading off for New York, batting 5th.
Veteran first baseman Joe Torre, batting in that key number 5 spot, will face Randy Jones in the second. He'll be followed by Jerry Grody and Roy Steger. Score in the ball game. We're going into the top of the second. Torre at one time led the National League in hitting at .363 when with the St. Louis Cardinals. And the right-hand hitter takes low and outside, ball 1. Torre is batting at .339. Next one coming up by Jones to Torre. It's hit the third but foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Torrey has not been used on a regular basis. Has 4 home runs, 11 RBIs. Right-hand batter, dangerous hitter, a smart hitter. These are the guys that in spots they can give you trouble. There's a grounder right back to Randy. He's got it on 1 hop over to first base. The play goes 1-3 as Torrey bounces out on 1 hop to Randy Jones. Jerry Grody, the veteran catcher, moves in there. Grody did not catch last night. He did the first game. He is 0 for 3 in the series, batting at .285. Gerald Wayne Grody from San Antonio, 33 years old. He'll be 34 October 6th. Joined the Mets in 1966. He's the senior man on this ball club of all the players out there. In his 11th year, there's a high hopper to Jones on the first pitch. He makes the play to first, 2 down. So Jerry Grody follows Joe Torre, and we got 2 plays, if you're keeping book with us, 1-3.
Number 2, Roy Steger, third baseman.
Here's the third baseman, Roy Steger, coming in. Steger, right-hand batter, played the first game. He's hitting at .214 right now, and in that first game, won by the Padres 5-1, he went 0 for 3. So Steger, stepping in, a big guy, has 2 doubles, 6 RBIs, in 70 trips. Jones is ready. Delivers on that corner for strike one. So after a rather unsettling first inning, Randy Jones appears to have found the right spot. Davis in center, about 15 feet off the center field line. Jones ready again. Steger drills one into center field. It's going to drop for a base hit. Roy Steger comes up with a 3rd hit off Randy in the ballgame as he drops a single into center. That'll bring up the shortstop, Jack Heidemann. Heidemann 0 for 1 on the series.
Number 12, Jack Heidemann, shortstop.
Heidemann has played very little. He is 0 for 9. And looking for his first base hit of 1976 here in the big leagues. Heidemann's been around. He was with Cleveland for a couple of years. Right-hand batter wears uniform number 12. Jones delivers to Heidemann, and it's low and outside for a ball. Heidemann bounced around the Cleveland organization for many years. Finally on to St. Louis in '74 and the Mets this year. Here's the 1-0 pitch, ground ball foul left side. Outside of third base. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fine crowd on hand. The Padres and the Mets, game 3. San Diego trying to win their 3rd in a row, and it's Jones and Seaver, the matchup we've all been waiting for. And you can tell by this massive crowd here at the stadium, they're out to watch it in force. Here's the delivery now. Heidemann hits one to left center field. Locklear calling for it. Davis over there, and Willie puts it away. So Heidemann flies to center field for the 3rd out in the 2nd. No runs, a base hit, a man left. After 1.5 innings of play, New York nothing, San Diego nothing.
Everything is so expensive these days, so much so that you and I have to make our money stretch. We have to deal with people we can trust. I'm Fred Lewis here to tell you about a San Diego firm that you can trust when it comes to your car's automatic transmission. The experienced specialist at ATS Automatic Transmission Service at 3617 India Street. Automatic transmissions are always serviced. Our 7 full-time transmission specialists repair, rebuild, and overhaul the transmissions of most domestic and foreign cars, including Rolls, Bentley, and Jaguar. Sure, those nationally advertised chains may be okay, but if you value quality workmanship done by a local firm with a record of more than 20 years of satisfying San Diego County customers, then ATS is your kind of shop. You can eliminate your summertime transmission worries by calling ATS at 297-0251 and arranging to have one of our transmission experts check your car. At ATS, automatic transmission servicing is all we do, and we stand behind every job.
Tom Seaver out there for the 2nd inning. He'll face Winfield, Rader, and Locklear, and McNamara's band is here in force tonight. A vast throng watching the action, waiting and watching. Tom Seaver, as we mentioned, a 3-time Cy Young Award winner, has pitched 4 one-hitters in the big leagues, but has never thrown a no-hitter. He's got the record for the most consecutive strikeouts at 10, and is tied with Nolan Ryan and Steve Carlton for the most strikeouts in a ballgame at 19, but he has never had that elusive no-hitter. And, of course, tonight he won't get it as the first batter up, Enzo Hernandez, got an infield hit. Here's Dave Winfield, 2 for 6 in the series, batting at .283, and he has been a bellwether of this ball club for the last 2 weeks. Winfield has hit in 9 straight, going for number 10. David takes a breaking ball inside for ball 1. Outfield plays Dave almost straight away and deep. Infield's way back at all positions. Rudy, catcher, lays the sign out. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A slider, and Winfield went for it. David, I think, was looking for the fastball and got fooled on the slider that moved away. So the count goes to 1-1. Winfield leads the Padres in almost every offensive department. Home runs 9, RBIs 39. Closed stance, waiting for the next one by Seaver. It's on the way, and Dave takes a slow curveball, a little bit low, 2 balls and a strike. Winfield is tied with Rader for most doubles at 10, most runs scored 39, most at-bats 184. There's a foul back by Winfield. Fastball, just got under it, 2 balls, 2 strikes. David also leads on base on balls with 24 and with the most strikeouts, 30. So Dave is involved in just about every facet of the game, from defense to offense, and he'll steal a base. He's got 9. That leads the Padres. Winfield waiting. Seaver into the windup. The right-hander unloads, and Winfield chops one on the third base side foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. George Thomas Tom Seaver. 31 years old. He'll be 32 November 17th. Born in Fresno. 6'1", 207 pounds. Makes his home in Greenwich, Connecticut. Spent 1 year in the minor leagues. Joined the Mets in 67. Took them to the World Championship in 69 with a 25-7 record. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way to David. Third ball low and outside. He pulled the string on that. And you can see the pattern. He's going after Winfield with good stuff inside, then pulling the string. Change-up on a breaking ball on the straight change, trying to move the ball away. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Winfield trying to get on. Nobody out. No score in the ball game. Last half of the second, and David says, "Hey, I want some time," and steps out. Doug Rader waiting in the on-deck circle. Seaver checks his catcher again. Winfield swinging that bat. Close stance, bends at the waist and the knees. Here's Seaver's delivery. The 3-2 pitch, a hard slider low and outside. He missed, and Winfield has a base on ball. So Winfield trots to first base. He leads the Padres in stolen bases with 9. Behind him, Davis with 8, Hernandez with 5. They're the runners on the club. Doug Rader has gone 0 for 8 in the series. Rader, right-hand batter, has Winfield at first, nobody out. Second time the Padres have put their front man on. Rader 0 for 10 overall as Winfield goes. Doug swings and misses. Grody's throw is not in time. Dave Winfield picks up his 10th stolen base of the year. He's only been cut down twice. Rader swung through the pitch on purpose. He tried to miss it. Swing, swang, swung. How does he do that? You know what I mean. He missed the ball as he swung. My two friends up here throwing things at me like darts. I'll get even with Tom and Bob. A one-strike count to Rader now. Winfield drifting off at second. Outfield spread out. Left center's open as Rader swings at a curveball and misses. He pulled the string on that, and that's a good pitch for Seaver. No balls and 2 strikes. Rader wants to get Winfield to third, and he'll do anything he can to do it. The job that he has to do, of course, is to get the ball on the right side on the ground so Winfield can get over there. Behind Rader, it's Gene Locklear in the on-deck circle. Left-hand hitter. Rader waiting. Seaver ahead. Here's a 2-strike pitch. A long look at Winfield coming up to Rader. Fouls it away. Doug laid after that ball about as long as he could and tried to slap it the other way, but got under it for a foul. No balls, 2 strikes. What a beautiful evening here at San Diego Stadium. Crowds overhead, a lot of sunlight and lightness still floating around. Got the lamps on here at the big ballpark, and it won't be dark for maybe another half hour. Seaver, a very deliberate pitcher in this ball game, more so than we've seen him in the past, taking a lot of time in between throws. Now he's ready. Checks Winfield at second again. Rader waits. Here's a 2-strike pitch again. Fastball. He checks a swing. Inside, 1 and 2. Seaver's father, Charles, once represented the United States in the Walker Cup play. This was back many, many years, so there's a lot of athletic expertise in this family. Seaver ready. Checks Winfield again at second. Rader waiting. The 1-2 pitch coming up, and Doug pops it up in the infield. Calling for it is a shortstop, Heidemann. Waits for it to come down, gets under it, and makes the play for the out. So Rader pops up the short. 1 away, and that'll bring on Gene Locklear, the chief. Locklear is batting at .244, has 3 doubles and 6 RBIs. From the left side, the chief has been the Padres' best pinch hitter. He's got 6 hits and 17 trips with 5 RBIs in that grouping. Can't do much better than that. Locklear waiting. Winfield at second. Seaver unloads, and Gene shoots one foul into the, let's see, that's going to make it into the press section just off to our left. Gene swung late at that ball and really shot it out of here. This stadium almost full right now. We still have a few seats off in left field. If you're in the area and you want to pick up the best part of the game, we're only in the last of the second. Drop by and join us. Still time to head for the big ballpark and watch the Mets and the Padres and Seaver and Jones. Locklear's waiting. Winfield at second. Here's a delivery again, and Gene takes it low. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Chief, with that brown cowboy hat of his and that feather sticking out the back, he takes it around the league. And I'll tell you, when he walks through those airports, you notice him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Winfield drifting off second again. Locklear swings and misses. Went after a fastball, and Seaver setting him up with the off-speed pitches and shot one by him. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's a pretty good idea for a lot of young pitchers to watch this guy on the mound. He has his skills a little different way than Randy does. Both professionals know their business. Seaver setting up his hitters for that big pitch when he can. Here's the 1-2 delivery now. Locklear waits. Close stands deep in the box. The delivery. He struck him out. So Gene Locklear went fishing and missed. For Seaver, his first strikeout. While we wait for Freddie Kendall to come on, let's take a station break. This is the San Diego Padres Baseball Network.
When was the last time you had a good laugh? Join Ernie Myers, 6 to 10 a.m., only on KOGO San Diego.
Last of the second inning, 2 down. Winfield still holding second base. He started off with a base on balls and stole second, his 10th steal of the year. But Rader popped up and Locklear struck out. And now here's Freddie Kendall back in action after a few games out of it. There's a fastball right on that outside corner to Fred for strike 1. Kendall is batting at .207. Fred has 4 doubles, 7 RBIs. Winfield drifting off second again. Seaver kicks high, and Freddie shoots one foul that goes beyond the Padre dugout. Seaver once again getting a new ball, rubbing it up carefully. While he does, let's check the scoreboard. Cleveland beat Minnesota 4-1. Texas over Baltimore 4-1. Those are the finals in the American League. In the National, Cincinnati down Pittsburgh 6-1. Giants beat Montreal 6-2, and Atlanta shut out Chicago 2-0. Kendall waiting. The 2-strike delivery by Seaver. A breaking ball low and outside. That's the one Tom wanted. It just missed. He might have thought he had it. He's kind of stomping around out there, giving Renner a long look, the plate umpire, but the count goes to 1-2. Part-time scores in the National. Houston 4, St. Louis 1. The Astros red hot. They won 6 of their last 7. Philadelphia at Los Angeles. Lonborg going for number 9 against Bert Hooton. No score there. Winfield dancing at second. Seaver steps off the rubber. Kendall steps out of the batter's box. We're going to have a 3-pronged attack here as everybody gets ready once again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's coming up. A curveball swung on a miss, strike 3. And Seaver gets out of a spot here. He had Winfield at second, nobody out. Rader popped up. Locklear and Kendall struck out, and that's all for San Diego in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. After 2 innings, it's the Mets nothing, the Padres nothing.
Drive a Chevy and believe, and believe. Drive a Chevy and believe. It's a lot of car for the money.
Chevrolet wants you to be sure you get all the small car you can for the money, like Monza Town Coupe, the sporty American car priced lower than these foreign cars. $327 less than Toyota Corona 2-door sedan, and $238 less than Datsun 710 2-door sedan, based on a comparison of manufacturer's suggested retail prices.
Drive a Chevy and believe, and believe, and believe.
Monza Town Coupe gives you plenty to believe in. It's a whole lot of car for the money, with quiet hydraulic valve lifters and an engine guarantee you can really believe in. Check your Chevy dealer for details about our durable 4-cylinder engine guarantee. Be sure you get all the small car you can for your money.
Drive a Chevy and believe, and believe. Drive a Chevy and believe. It's a lot of car for the money.
Randy Jones taking his warm-up tosses. We're going into the 3rd inning, and we'll give you some scores here in the American League, part-time scores, while we have a moment. Oakland and Boston tied at 4. They're playing in the 8th inning. In the 8th inning, New York leads California 3-2. In the 3rd inning, it's Chicago 1 and Milwaukee 1. And in the 7th, Kansas City 5, Detroit 3. Now we go into the 3rd inning here at San Diego Stadium. No score in the ball game, and let's switch over to Bob Chandler. Robert?
Okay, Jerry, it'll be Tom Seaver leading it off for the Mets in the top of the 3rd inning. And then the top of the New York batting order, Leon Brown and Felix Millan. Seaver, as a hitter this year, is batting .069. Tom has 2 hits in 29 at-bats. They're both singles. He takes a sinker that's low, ball 1. Seaver is a right-handed batter. Mets have no runs on 3 hits. Padres no runs on 1 hit. Another fastball that misses the outside corner, and Randy Jones falls behind Tom Seaver 2-0. Seaver checks with Eddie Yost in the third base coaching box and then steps back in. Randy delivers 2-0, and it's low. Ball 3. Randy has not walked a batter for 4 straight games. The last walk given up by Randy Jones was against San Francisco on May 17th. There's a fastball right in there. Strike 1, 3-1. Randy gave up only 1 walk on that one. Seaver again checks with Eddie Yost. 3 balls, 1 strike to count, and the pitch by Jones is in there. Strike 2, 3-2. So Randy has cut the heart of the plate after missing on his first 3 deliveries to Seaver, and the count is full. Randy wastes no time, and the 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. Randy gets his first strikeout. It's Tom Seaver, and Randy, after falling behind 3-0, gets 3 pitches in the strike zone. So 1 away in the New York third. Nobody on base. No score tonight in front of an excellent crowd at San Diego Stadium. And the batter for the Mets is outfielder Leon Brown. Brown in the first inning battled Randy pretty good and finally flied out to Willie Davis in center field. Randy delivers, and it's low. Ball 1. Brown was hitting .316 at Tidewater of the International League this year when he was brought up to the Mets. Ball 1 pitch, fouled off to the right. The count evens 1-1. The Mets got Brown from the Giants Phoenix Farm Club for outfielder Bob Gallagher. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fly ball down the line in right field, slicing away from the cover. It's foul. Foul ball. Strike 2, 1-2. Hey, the San Diego County Chevy dealers are reaching out for you with more types of cars for more types of people than anybody. If you're looking for economy, or luxury, or sporty, or tough, you can find them all, and you can find them all together at the San Diego County Chevy dealer nearest you. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Leon Brown. The pitch by Randy. A bouncer past Jones. It is past Hernandez into center field, a base hit. Leon Brown didn't hit the ball that good, but he hit it in the right spot. It's a single to center for the rookie outfielder for New York. The 4th hit allowed by Randy Jones, and here's Felix Millan. Randy unlucky on that ground ball, but he was fortunate in the first inning when, with runners at first and second and 1 out, Dave Kingman hit a shot, but right to Doug Rader at third, and Doug was able to turn it into an inning-ending double play. So those breaks even out. Brown at first with 1 out in the New York third. Millan waiting as Randy makes a toss to first on a fairly close play, but Brown gets back. Brown with good speed has attempted 2 stolen bases this year and been caught both times. Another throw to first by Randy. Brown looked like he might be leaning there. Felix Millan, an excellent hit-and-run man. He can move that ball around pretty well, and the Mets might have a play on here. The pitch by Jones. Millan squared around a bunt and took it on the outside corner. Strike 1. Millan grounded a single up the middle in the first inning. He's batting .253, hitting second in the New York batting order with John Milner and Dave Kingman coming up after Millan. No score in the third. Strike 1 pitch. Slider fouled off to the right and out of play. Strike 2. Randy moves ahead of Felix Millan. No balls, 2 strikes, and that'll make it tougher for New York to put a play on with Leon Brown at first and 1 out. Randy gave up 2 singles in the first inning, but got out of it when Kingman hit into the double play. Roy Stager hit a 2-out single in the second, and now Leon Brown is at first with a 1-out single in the third. The pitch to Millan, a sinker that's outside, 1-2. Randy quickly into the stretch, glances at Brown, makes a throw to first, and Brown gets back. Third game of a 4-game series. It's Brent Strom against John Matlack tomorrow night here at the stadium. Game time 7 o'clock. The 1-2 pitch to Millan. Ground ball to short. Hernandez feeds Fuentes. Fuentes goes to McCovey. Double play. A Randy Jones specialty. A double play. 6-4-3. Hernandez to Fuentes to McCovey for the Mets in the third. No runs on a hit. Nobody left. After 2.5 innings, there's no score from San Diego Stadium.
The crack of the batter rose so clearly. The eyes that watch the ball and fly. The hush as everybody wonders. The roar as it disappears inside. The thrill of firing on the bases. The runners flying like a bird. The bunch of squeeze the hit and run play. The runner sliding in from third in home Federal country.
You get lots of extra benefits when you belong to a Major League club, especially when it's Home Federal's Investor Club. Every Investor Club member receives a free safe deposit box, free bank checking account, free traveler's checks, discounts on merchandise and travel, and even more. Just maintain a Saver Card account of $2,500 or more, and you're automatically a member with your own club card and full club benefits. Join the Investor Club, only at Home Federal Savings of San Diego.
Home Federal country.
Leading off with the Padres.
Bottom of the third inning from San Diego Stadium. There's no score as Randy Jones leads it off for the Padres. It'll be Randy Jones, Enzo Hernandez, and Tito Fuentes in the Padre third. Randy, as a hitter, is batting .029 on the year, 1 hit and 34 at-bats. But Randy has really helped himself. He's laid down 10 sacrifice bunts this year. 10 successful sacrifice bunts. And Randy getting a lot of exposure nationally and locally in the various media. First pitch by Tom Seaver, a fastball for a strike. Randy and his lovely wife Marie will appear locally on television tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock on Channel 39, the You're On show with Susan Montel. Strike one pitch, popped up, foul territory down the first baseline. Joe Torre comes on, he's under it, makes the catch, and Randy is the first out of the inning. One away in the Padre third. Nobody on base, no score. And here comes Enzo Hernandez. Enzo has the only Padre hit in the game. An infield single to deep short to lead off the first inning. Enzo batting .337. And that hit in the first inning extended his current batting string to 9 games. So you can see Randy Jones and his wife Marie live tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock on Channel 39. Pitch to Enzo. Fastball popped up to the infield. In fair territory in front of home plate now in foul ground. Grody is there, and the third baseman Steger comes on and makes the catch. And I think the home plate umpire, Dutch Rennert, had ruled Enzo out for interfering with the catcher Grody anyway. Enzo was just standing in the batter's box. Grody bumped into him going for the ball, but I guess it's Enzo's responsibility to get out of the way. At any rate, the foul pop was caught by Steger anyway. So there's 2 out in the third, nobody on. And here's Tito Fuentes. John Kalia, Channel 10 reporter, and cameraman Bob Kraft are also here tonight, and they're filming this ball game and possibly an interview with Randy Jones afterwards for use on the Grandstand show, the NBC network, prior to the Saturday telecast. Baseball game of the week on Saturday. Pitch to Tito. Curve for a strike. The Padres and the Kansas City Royals will be featured on the pregame show as 2 teams who are surprising people this year and have moved into respectability and prominence in the various pennant races. And this ball game, and Randy in particular, his duel with Tom Seaver featured Saturday morning. Pitches outside, 1-1. So a couple of program notes for you folks who are interested. No score in the third. 1-1, the count to Fuentes. The pitch by Seaver. Line drive, it is into right field, a base hit. Fuentes singles to right with 2 out here in the third. Second Padre hit in the ball game off Tom Seaver, and the batter is Willie Davis. Willie D getting back in the lineup for the first time since he was hit by a Jerry Royce fastball on the right elbow Friday night in Pittsburgh. Davis flied out to center field in the first inning of this game. Willie D batting .291. Oh, ball 1. Fuentes at first, 2 out. No score in the bottom of the third. Davis against Seaver a month ago when the Padres beat Seaver in the Mets 4-0 in New York had 3 hits against Tom Seaver. The ball 1 pitch. Slider swung on and missed. The count evens 1-1. Willie Davis, a loosey-goosey kind of ball player. I was kidding him before the game. I said, relax, Willie, don't get too tense for tonight's game. And I'm telling you, I'm not sure he's ever been nervous. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Davis. He takes it on the outside corner. Strike 2, 1-2. I asked him if he ever had gotten nervous, and he said, well, not nervous, but I have gotten apprehensive. That is, I get kind of keyed up for a ball game. I get a few butterflies now and then. Davis back in. Willie McCovey waiting on deck. Fuentes at first with 2 out. Seaver to the stretch. Long look at Fuentes. The 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Fastball in a good spot, and Davis goes down. For Tom Seaver, that's his third strikeout in the game. For the Padres in the third, no runs on a hit, one man left. After 3 innings of play, it's the Mets nothing, the Padres nothing.
Here's Jose Feliciano for Olympia Beer.
But something still remains the same. They're always here to stay. Like Olympia Beer, so crisp and so clean. Year after year, you know what holy means. You know, some things are right just the way they are. Like the crisp, clean taste of Oli. A great beer shouldn't change, and Olympia never will. Come on along and have your fill from Oli. Long and raise the taste of Oli. Now's the time. You owe yourself the best beer in the land. Olympia. Beer doesn't get any better.
Olympia Brewing Company, Olympia, Washington.
The totals after 3 innings of play tonight from San Diego Stadium. The Mets, no runs on 4 hits. The Padres, no runs on 2 hits. We go to the 4th inning. It'll be John Milner, Dave Kingman, and Joe Torre, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters against Randy Jones. The first pitch to Milner is fouled down the first baseline, strike 1. Milner hit a soft line drive single to right field in the first inning. John came into the game batting .325. Strike 1 pitch. A curve that's outside. The count evens 1-1. Milner is the number 8 hitter in the National League. 7 homers and 24 runs batted in. 1-1 pitch is low. Ball 2. Close pitch. Sometimes it's tough for an umpire on Randy Jones' sinker. Hard to tell whether it sinks below the knees or not. 2-1 pitch is on the corner. Strike 2. That one was at the knees. Randy thought the previous pitch was over. Milner thought that one was low. So call it even. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Milner. Top of the 4th inning, no score. And the 2-2 pitch. Slider, check swing, fouled off to the left. The count holds 2-2. Milner fooled on that pitch, but was able to just get a piece of it. Delightful night in the stadium and a big crowd enjoying this one. Tom Seaver against Randy Jones. And as you would expect, a scoreless tie in the 4th. 2-2 pitch. Swing on it. Missed strike 3. High fastball, and Milner went after it and missed it. Randy strikes out his second man. Run away for New York in the 4th. Nobody on base. Here's Dave Kingman. Kingman hurt Randy in New York when he hit a 2-run homer in the first inning. And the Mets went on to beat the Padres in that game 6-2. You know, in baseball, a great team is one that plays consistently well. And when it comes to a great beer, Oli's at the top with a taste you can count on time after time. Some things never change. Olympia never will. The first pitch to Kingman. Checks his swing, and the slider is inside. Ball 1. Kingman in the first inning hit a hard ground smash to Doug Rader at third, and the Padre third baseman started an inning-ending double play. Fastball is outside, 2-0 to Kingman. Kingman is batting .239. Leads the majors in home runs with 21. 2-0 pitch, check swing, and you run around. Strike 1, says Dutch run at the home plate umpire. 2-1 to Kingman. Dave has also driven in 47 runs, second in the major leagues. George Foster of Cincinnati has 50. 2-1 pitch, a big bounce at a shortstop. Hernandez has it. The long throw to first, in time to get Kingman, who runs well. 2 out for New York in the 4th. Nobody on. And the batter is Joe Torre. Randy seems to have his rhythm down much better now after kind of staggering through that first inning. Torre hit back to Randy Jones in the second inning. He's 0 for 1, batting .336. Swings and hits a bounce over the head of Randy. To his left as Hernandez comes up with it, and the throw to first is just in time to get Torre. Fine play by Hernandez. The Mets go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 4th. After 3.5 innings, it's still New York nothing, San Diego nothing.
From the ballpark of the Padres to the fans deciding roar, from the double plays and home run to the strikeout and ball score, the thrill of being at the ball game, the play-by-play when they're away, the loss that almost was a victory, the win that brightens up the day in home Federal Country.
It's summertime, the time to get in shape, especially if you're shaping up your home for summer fun, like adding a pool, building a patio, remodeling a den, and more. Well, Home Federal can help you do it with a low-cost home improvement loan. You can borrow up to $20,000 or more, depending on the improvements, and you can take up to 15 years to repay, depending on the amount borrowed. So why not get in shape this summer with a home improvement loan from Home Federal Savings of San Diego?
Home Federal Country.
Leading off the Padres.
Bottom of the fourth inning, no score from San Diego Stadium. The Padres will try to break the scoreless tie with three guys who have a pretty good chance to do it. Willie McCovey, Dave Winfield, and Doug Rader. And there's a pretty tough pitcher on the mound who's going to try to stop him, Tom Seaver. McCovey in the first inning grounded out unassisted to Joe Torre at first base. The first pitch to Big Mac. He takes it. It's a curve for a strike. McCovey has hit safely in 8 of his last 9 ball games. Slowly but surely bringing that batting average up. Strike one pitch. Seaver went for the outside corner and missed. The count evens 1-1. The Mets have the McCovey shift on, but not as exaggerated as normal. The shortstop, Heidemann, is still on the left field side of second base. Swing and a miss on a hard slider. Strike 2. 1-2 to McCovey. Seaver has good stuff tonight. He's throwing well. A streamer has been thrown on the field and left. The umpire doesn't see it. Here's the 1-2 pitch to McCovey. He swings, throws it into right center field. Nobody's going to catch that one. It will roll to the wall. McCovey hits for second. Leon Brown comes up with the ball. The throw to second is too late. McCovey with a hook slide is in there. The stadium explodes as McCovey split the gap in right center field with a line drive. Leon Brown, the center fielder, played it very well defensively for the Mets. And Willie McCovey with a fine hook slide was into second base with the double. Willie McCovey knows how to play this game. Big Mac at second with nobody out in the Padre fourth. Dave Winfield and third base coach Joey Amalfitano just had a huddle. What would you do if you're manager John McNamara? Would you have Winfield swing away? Would you have him bunt to try to get McCovey to third? Winfield drew a walk in the second inning. He's got a 9-game hitting streak. He's driven in 39 runs, 5th best in the National League. The pitch is low, ball 1. Winfield did not square the bunt. Doug Rader on deck, Gene Locklear after him. Winfield wants to get McCovey to third if he can. The third baseman Stager is deep. The pitch by Seaver, a slider, swung on and missed. 1-1. Winfield hit a home run off Tom Seaver in New York. And then Winfield in his last at-bat against Seaver with a count 0-2 was hit by a pitch. High inside, but it was a changeup by Seaver that just didn't break. 1-1 pitch. He bunts this time. Seaver has it. Looks to third, throws to third, and McCovey is out. And Winfield fit to be tied at first base. He got the bunt out toward the mound rather than toward first or third. Safely aboard at first, but the sacrifice unsuccessful as Seaver threw to Stager at third base, and McCovey was out by plenty. So instead of a runner at third with 1 out, Winfield is at first with 1 out. Winfield, when he was at first base in the second inning, stole second. So he's a threat to go here. Dave, with that stolen base, now has 10 on the year. Rader at the plate with Winfield at first and 1 out. Good play by Seaver, although it was not a difficult play. McCovey was out by plenty at third. Soft toss to first by Seaver, and Winfield gets back. As Jerry Coleman was talking earlier, Seaver with that high kick is not that difficult to steal on if you get a pretty good lead and a pretty good jump. Jerry Grody, a good defensive catcher. The pitch to Rader. He swings and misses, strike 1. Doug fighting a slump right now. He's 0 for his last 11. And his batting average down to .292. Doug has been striking out a lot more the last few games. But every hitter at one point or another during the season runs into a mild slump, and Doug's fighting it right now. Here's the strike 1 pitch. On the outside corner, strike 2. 0-2. You know, Winfield, after failing to advance McCovey to third, is just itching to help make up for it if he can at first base. Dave would like to steal if he has a chance. Dave steals on his own. If he spots the opening, he'll go. No score, bottom of the fourth. Padres and Mets, third game of a 4-game series. Padres got the first two. The 0-2 pitch to Rader. He swings and fouls it off. The count holds 0-2. In the first game Monday night, it was scoreless until the Mets got a run in the fifth, and the Padres, on a 2-run double by McCovey in the sixth, took the lead and went on to win 5-1. Last night, there was no score until the sixth, when back-to-back triples by Fies, Levin, and Hernandez got the Padres on the scoreboard. And San Diego went on last night to a 3-0 win. Tonight, no score here in the fourth again. Winfield off first with one out. And a throw to first by Seaver. Winfield gets back easily. Dave has not had a big lead yet off Seaver this inning. Dave's getting a better lead now. Seaver glances at him. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike three. Rader goes down. Strikeout number 4 for Tom Seaver. Before Gene Locklear steps in, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the San Diego Padres Baseball Network.
Padre Baseball, Unlimited Hydros, and the Indy 500. For sports of all sorts, it's KOGO San Diego.
Shortstop Jack Heidemann, second baseman Felix Millan just had a brief huddle with Tom Seaver as Gene Locklear steps in. Winfield off first. He's definitely a threat to go now with 2 away. Fred Kendall on deck after Locklear. The pitch to Locklear. He takes it on the outside corner. Strike one. Delayed call by home plate umpire Gus Reddick. We'll have all the scores for you in both leagues as soon as the Padres bat in the fourth inning. Locklear in the second inning struck out. He's batting .238. There goes Winfield. The pitch is outside. It was a pitch out. The throw to second, and they got him. Millan puts the tag on Winfield. So the Mets outguessed the Padres that time, and Winfield thrown out, stealing 2-4. Grody to Millan. 2 Padres are thrown out on the bases here in the fourth inning. And for San Diego, no runs on 1 base hit, nobody left. At the end of 4 innings of play, it's the Mets nothing and the Padres nothing. Now checking all the scores here at the bottom of the fourth in the National League. Atlanta shut out Chicago this afternoon 2-0. A 3-hit shutout for Andy Messerschmidt, who threw a 1-hit shutout in his previous start. Messerschmidt is now 4-5, and the Braves have won 6 in a row. The Cubs have lost 6 in a row. Montreal at San Francisco. The Giants knocked off the Expos 6-2. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. The Reds defeated the Pirates 6-1. Cincinnati has won 5 of 6. St. Louis at Houston. The Astros are leading the Cardinals 4-1 in the 8th inning. And Philadelphia at Los Angeles, no score after 1. In the American League, Oakland at Boston. The Red Sox topped the Oakland A's 6-4. Cecil Cooper hit 2 home runs for Boston. Texas at Baltimore. The Rangers down the Orioles 4-1. Minnesota at Cleveland. It was the Indians 4 and the Twins 1. California at New York. And the Yankees shaded the Angels 4-3. Catfish Hunter won his 7th game against 5 losses. Chicago at Milwaukee. The White Sox are leading the Brewers 4-2 in the 8th inning. And Detroit at Kansas City. The Royals beat the Tigers 6-3. Kansas City's John Mayberry hit 2 home runs, and the Royals have won 8 of their last 9. Here at San Diego Stadium, there's no score as we go to the 5th. And to call the action, let's get back to Jerry.
Okay, Jerry Grody coming on, followed by Roy Steger and Jack Heidemann. Grody's been up 1 time. He bounced back to the pitcher. That was in the 2nd inning. No score in the ball game. The 5th inning, we've got exactly what we thought we would have. This kind of a game. Grody takes the ball. 1-0 the count. Jerry batting at .283. Outfield straight away. The infield is back. Fastball is high by Jones. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0 the count. Jones ready. The 2-0 pitch to Grody. Right in there for a strike. 2-1. Flag blowing a little bit toward that right field wall as Randy checks out his catcher Kendall. Grody waits. The 2-1 delivery. Fouled away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hey, we'd like to wish a belated happy birthday to Blake Smith. We missed him the other night, so happy birthday to you. And we'd like to say hi to Ellen Williams, who's an ardent baseball fan and listens to most of our games. Here's Jones now, the 2-2 delivery. Ground ball to third. Rader waits for the big hop. The throw across the diamond is in time, and McCovey made that play with a long stretch, and that's exactly why they call him stretch. Play goes 5-3. McCovey had to go as far as he could with that long arm and leg and glove, and he finally hauled it down. Here's Roy Steger, who singled to center field. That was in the second inning with 2 out. Right-hand batter has 1 for 4 in the series, batting at .225. No score. We're in the 5th inning. The Mets, no runs, 4 hits. Padres, no runs, 3 hits. Willie Davis is doing a little groundkeeping out there with a roll of toilet paper that got over the center field wall, so time is held up momentarily. Sometimes it's kind of fun to throw those kids, but, boy, it sure does delay the game, and it could change the momentum. Tomorrow night, the Mets, Matlack against Strom. Friday night, Saturday night, a Sunday doubleheader. The rampaging Phillies in town. Steger drills one to third on 2 hops. Up with it is Rader, over to first, 2 out. 2 quick outs here in the 5th inning for the Mets. That'll bring on the shortstop, Jack Heidemann. Heidemann flied to center field in the 2nd. Jones a little ragged in the 1st inning. He gave up a couple of base hits and got out of it when Kingman hit a rocket 1 hop to Rader. He turned it into a double play. Jones retired the side in order in the 4th and has the first 2 men here in the 5th inning. A double play helped him out in the 3rd. So Tom Seaver has been pretty much under control. He gave up the leadoff double to McCovey in the 4th, but Winfield trying to bunt McCovey to 3rd couldn't make it, and Willie was thrown out at 3rd. Here's a 1-0 pitch now to the shortstop Heidemann. It's off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0. Randy missed with the first 2 to Jack Heidemann. 2 down. Nobody on. We're in the 5th inning. The Mets are batting. Heidemann from the right side waits. Jones delivers. Missed again. 3-0. I think Randy thought he might have had that one. 3 balls, no strikes. Randy has not walked a man in his last 3 games. He's 3-0 now to Heidemann. He gets it in there 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Jones into the windup, the 3-1 delivery. Hit the 3rd. Rader has it. 1 hop. Moving to his left. A soft toss, and Heidemann's out of there. So Rader takes care of the Mets all by himself in the 5th inning. It's 3 up and 3 down. Halfway through the ball game, it's still New York nothing, San Diego nothing.
Drive a Chevy and believe, and believe. Drive a Chevy and believe. It's a lot of car for the money.
Chevrolet's Vega gives you a lot to believe in. Vega hatchback is priced lower than hatchbacks from 2 leading foreign makers. $267 less than Volkswagen Rabbit and $195 less than Datsun B210, based on a comparison of manufacturers' suggested retail prices for 2-door hatchback models.
Drive a Chevy and believe, and believe, and believe.
Here's more about Vega for you to believe in. It's a whole lot of car for the money, with quiet hydraulic valve lifters and an engine guarantee you can really believe in. Check your Chevy dealer for details about our Durabuilt 4-cylinder engine guarantee. Be sure you get all the small car you can for your money.
Drive a Chevy and believe, and believe. Drive a Chevy and believe. It's a lot of car for the money.
It's the 5th inning, and it's home run for the money inning for Colleen Frank of 10342 Matador Court in San Diego. So, Colleen, if a Padre player hits a home run in this inning, you'll be $50 richer. Compliments of Pogo Radio. The money will be deposited in any home federal savings and loan office of your choice. So hang on, Colleen. It's home run for the money, and here comes Gene Locklear, who struck out in the 2nd. Seaver's first pitch to Locklear is a slow curve that misses for ball 1. Gene batting at .238. Large crowd, a big crowd. Seaver and Jones in a scoreless duel. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Locklear hits one high in the air behind the plate. Here comes Grody. May have a play, but it drops into the seats about 3 rows. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. Seaver, number 41. Jones, number 35. You know, many years ago, numbers like that would be given only to players that are going to be sent out. What was my number? I knew you would have to ask, but my number was 42 because I thought I was going to be sent out. Fooled the world. But anyway, pitchers had 16, 17. Carl Hubble had number 4 with the Giants many years ago. Hall of Fame left-hander. But the pitchers now are taking bigger numbers. Don Drysdale, number 53 with the Dodgers, made that one famous. Koufax, number 32 with the Dodgers. 1-1. Locklear waiting. Seaver fires away, and there's a check swing. He takes it high. 2 balls and a strike. It's our home run for the money inning. Colleen Frank is on the hook. A Padre homer. She'll be $50 richer. Outfield goes to the left side, the infield to the right, a split defense. Seaver's ready. Right-hander winds and deals, and this one is fouled away by Locklear off into the load. 2-2 the count. Roy Steger at third, moving back a little bit. Hyden on the shortstop, fairly deep. Neon at second is back on the lip of the grass. Torrey holding fourth at first base. The catcher, Jerry Grody. For the Mets, John Milner in left. Leon Brown at center. Dave Kingman in right. No teams have made any changes at the moment. A scoreless ball game, last of the fifth. Locklear trying to get on, nobody out. The 2-2 pitch by the right-handed Seaver is on the way. A check swing foul. It drifts off on the left side. Locklear started to go, held up, got a piece of the ball to stay alive. Seaver tonight is not that 18, 16, 15 strikeout man. He's just an outstanding pitcher, as is Randy Jones. Seaver has nailed 4 Padres for strikeouts thus far. Randy's got a couple. Seaver's given up 3 base hits. Jones 4. Tom Seaver into the windup. Locklear waits. Here's the 2-2 pitch coming up. Locklear pops this one back almost in front of us here. If I had a long piece of something or other, I could get it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. What I needed was a fishing net. Seaver gets a new ball, and as is his custom, will rev it up, walking around, checks out, looks around. Bullpen for the Padres and for the Mets, very quiet thus far. Locklear waits. Seaver once again winds, and here it comes. And Gene goes after the curveball and misses strike 3. So for the second time tonight, Locklear strikes out, and it's the second strikeout in a row for Seaver. He got Rader to end the 4th. Locklear to open up the 5th. Strikeout number 5 for Tom. Freddie Kendall, who struck out in the 2nd, steps in. Seaver with a good fastball. He gets it up around the letters. Slow curveball, a changeup. Then he'll unload that slider on the fist of those left-hand hitters every now and then. Here's Kendall batting .206. There's the slider. Got the outside corner for a strike. Dutch Rennert in a little extra display down there. Stumbled around. Rennert's the plate umpire. Kendall steps back in there. Brown's playing Kendall to the right side of second base and center field. Here's the 1-strike delivery. A curveball misses inside for 1-1. You know, if you're not covered by a retirement plan where you work, Home Federal has a way to help you save taxes right now and wind up with a nice nest egg later on. So plan now to retire with a smile. Check into the individual retirement account at Home Federal Savings. 1-1 pitch to Kendall. Swings and misses, strike 2. A ball and 2 strikes. Mets had their best chance in the first inning. The Padres had their best chance in the 4th. Still a scoreless ball game. Seaver ready. Winds. Here it is to Kendall. Fouled away on the right side. Way down behind first base. Then the ball jumps around like a balloon. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kendall with that number 16 on his back, stepping out, waiting. Freddie with the batting glove on both hands. A little better grip. Delightful night here at San Diego. Seaver checking out his catcher, Grody. Kendall now, just about the time Tom is ready to go, steps out of the batter's box, getting time from the catcher, from the plate umpire, Dutch Rennert. Kendall goes off the end of the bat with Seaver out there, maybe about 1.5 inches. The 1-2 pitch coming up. Curveball hit high in the air. Foul left side. Going to drop out of play. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Freddie Kendall had his big year for the Padres in '73 when he batted .282. Since then, the bat seems to have disappeared. He had a .231 in '74 and .199 last year, and he's pretty close to that right now, hitting at .206. But Freddie, a happy player, getting to play every day. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled away on the right side once again. That's going to get into the seats between first base and the fence. Down there among the spectators in the field level. It's 3:30 down the line and right and left at the big ballpark. 370 to the power alleys, 410 to dead center. And it is the big ballpark because of that tall 17-foot wall between the foul line and the 370 mark left and right. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Kendall. Fouled away again, and Freddie battling out there. There's a short wall, a temporary wall, put in a couple of years ago that goes from right center to left center. It's 8 feet 6 inches. So if you wondered, that's the height of it. But you got to hit it a long way. Before they put that in, it was almost impossible to get one out of that center field wall. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Kendall battling, trying to get on. Here's a pitch by Seaver. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. A 1-out single, rather, by Freddie Kendall up the middle, and that'll set up a sacrifice situation with Randy Jones. That's the 4th hit off Seaver, and the line score on the board is exactly even. 0-4-0, no runs, 4 hits, no errors for each team. In at third base is Steger looking for the bunt. Kendall off at first, and the throw goes over there to force him back. The Met infield is in that bunt formation. Second baseman way over. Third baseman keeps creeping in. Jones squares the bunt, goes after the misses for a strike. I'll tell you, the way they're jumping him with Torrey coming in at first, Steger at third, and Seaver from the mound, it's going to be almost impossible to get Kendall to second base unless he pulls a switch. After 8 innings at Houston, Astros leading the Cardinals 5-1. The Cardinals having a real rough year so far. Philadelphia at Los Angeles, no score after 2.5. Lonborg against Houghton. All right, Seaver stretches. Jones squares the bunt, goes after it, and misses for strike 2. Plate umpire Dutch Leonard has laid the strike on Jones. In each case, Randy not sure that he had bunted at the ball, tried to pull his back. Now Jones checking a Malfitano for a sign. Kendall still at first base with 1 out. No score after the 5th inning. Steger, the third baseman, keeps creeping in. He's still looking for that bunt. Torrey holding against Kendall at first. Double play combination, just watching out there at second and short. Here's Steger again. Jones squares and bunts at it and misses for strike 3. Seaver threw Jones what appeared to be sliders, and in each case, Randy didn't get enough bat out there to make contact. So Jones becomes Seaver's 6th strikeout on the bunt that he failed to put down. Kendall remains at first, and here's Enzo Hernandez, who is 1 for 2. Enzo started the ball game with an infield single, but he stayed there when Fontes forced him at second base. And then Tito at first with 1 down. Davis slide to center. McCovey bounced out. Enzo waiting, close stance. The pitch by Seaver, drilled to left field, a base hit. So the Padres have runners at first and second with 2 out in the 5th inning. Little Enzo, he is 5 for 9 in the series. Keeps raising that average. So the sacrifice that was not a sacrifice by Jones has hurt the Padres here. Okay, Colleen Frank, you're still on the hook for home run for the money. It's the 5th inning. Any Padre homer, and you're $50 richer, or 2 out. Runners at first and second, no score in the ball game. Here's Tito, who bounced to second and singled to right. Infield moves to the right, the outfield to the left. A split defense. Everybody back. Here's the pitch to Tito. He starts to go and lays off a changeup. Curveball inside for a ball. No score in the game. A tense moment now for the Mets as the Padres have a couple on with 2 down. 20s, waiting. Seaver kicks. Here's the delivery. A check swing, the shot on the left side over the Met dugout. Tito just backed away from the ball, kept his bat on his shoulder, and hit it, and sliced into the stand. 1 ball, 1 strike. Seaver, very slow, very deliberate, more so than we've seen him in a long time. You get the feeling that Seaver, with his record of 5 and 4, is maybe coming up with a new philosophy in pitching. He's not just powering that ball, he's working at it a little more. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Tito. Fastball high. 2 balls and a strike. Seaver checks again in his 10th year with the Mets. He's at the set. Runners moving up. 20's waiting at the plate. The kick, the firing. There's a looping ball to left center. It drops for a base hit. Here comes Kendall in to score. the Padres break the ice first and go ahead 1-0. A 2-out single that dropped into left center. Off the bat of Tito Fuentes. Kendall racing in to score, and the Padres are on top by a run as Willie Davis moves in. Davis flied to center field. He struck out. He is 0 for 2, batting at .290. First game he's played in 5. Enzo at second. Fuentes at first. Seaver's ready. The fans going berserk here as Davis fouls it away. Willie does not have that sharp stroke at the moment. He's hoping to come up with something, but so far has not been able to get the bat moving on the ball. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Padres break the ice. They're leading 1-0. We're in the last of the 5th inning. Enzo at second. Drifting off. Tito at first base. Infield way back. The outfield to the right side as Seaver unloads, and Davis goes after a fastball and misses. That ball might have been out of the strike zone. No balls and 2 strikes. Seaver going at Davis at the letters, really unloaded. Tom Seaver checking out his catcher, Jerry Grody. Davis waiting. Runners moving up. The 2-strike pitch. High fastball. So Seaver really showing the pitch to Davis. Let's see if he comes back with an off-speed pitch or stays with the hard stuff. That's the kind of a pitch. No balls, 2 strikes. He unloads that real muscle jab. Let's see if he changes speed. Davis waiting. Veteran of 16 years. Seaver's ready. Kicks and fires. A fastball hit to left field. Way down there. Milner after it and makes the play. Oh, man, I'll tell you, it looked like the Padres had hit pay dirt, but give Milner credit. A long run. He got it about 5 feet fair running toward that line. Davis is gone, and so are the Padres in the 5th. 1 run, 3 base hits, 2 men left. After 5 innings, San Diego 1, New York nothing.
San Diego County Chevy dealers reaching out for you.
And if a great small car is what you're looking for, reach out for Monza, Vega, or Chevette. The 76 Vega still could take it with a tough, corrosion-resistant body on the ever-popular hatchback, sport coupe, GT, and camback wagon. Or how about the 76 Monza? Whether it's the stylish European-looking 2+2, which won Motor Trend magazine's Car of the Year award its first year out, or the little dressier Monza Town Coupe. Both Monzas create excitement on any road. And then there's Chevette, which in one word means efficiency. In size, space, service, operation, and performance. All 5 Chevette models are a new kind of American car. Reach out for the small car of your choice at the San Diego County Chevy dealer nearest you.
San Diego County Chevy dealers reaching out for you. San Diego County Chevy dealers reaching out for you.
Before we get to the 6th inning, calling Frank, you missed on home run for the money, but better luck next time. And if you'd like to be a contestant in our home run for the money contest, pass by any home Federal branch and sign up. Here's Tom Seaver, who led off with a strikeout in the 3rd inning. We're in the 6th now. Padres have taken a 1-0 lead as Randy Jones fires and Seaver chops it away for strike 1. Padres got their run in the 5th, a single by Kendall with 1 out. Jones then struck out, tried to sacrifice, but singles by Hernandez and Fuentes, and the Padres are ahead 1-0. Seaver waits, takes low. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1-1 the count. Hey, don't forget, anybody here with kids, head for the photo factory right after the ball game at Gate F at the Plaza level. Before, during, and after every ball game, you can come out as a bubblegum king. We'll tell you more about it in a minute. Seaver chops one towards third. Jones is after it. He's up with it. Can he make it in time? And he got him. What a play by Randy Jones. Man, oh, man. Jones over to that spot, Death Valley, between third and home, midway, and on the line, got Seaver, who is not a fast man, but you couldn't have bunted the ball any better. So the play goes 1-3, 1 away, 6th inning. Here comes Leon Brown. He formerly belonged to the San Francisco Giants, although he never played for them. Spent a lot of time at their Phoenix Pacific Coast League club. This year was brought up from Tidewater. Been in 21 games with a .316 batting average, and he's brought on the kind of split center field between him and Del Unser. Unser, the left-hand batter, Brown, the right-hand hitter. Brown batting at .241 as we wait for a little more toilet tissue to leave the field. Lenny Arevalo is our benefactor out there who ran all the way to center field to haul that stuff out. Okay. Here's Jones' delivery, and Brown takes it low and outside for ball one. Anytime you hold up the game like that, no matter who's out there doing the pitching, it could change the course of the ball game. So, could be problems later. There's a chopper to the shortstop. Enzo's going to have to hurry. Brown can run. Can he get rid of it? He got it in time. Enzo Hernandez came in on a high hopper and nails Leon Brown. A play going 6-3. When you're looking around for the best San Diego Padres seats for the big games, and this is one of them, of course, why not try the all-new Select-A-Seat system? It's a brand-new idea that lets you see and choose the Padres seat of your choice. Select-A-Seat lets you save time with no last-minute worries. Select-A-Seat outlets are at all Bill Gamble's men's stores, the Civic Theater box office in Center City, Jimmy Cox's Sporting Goods at Pacific Beach, and in Escondido at Proctor's Sporting Goods in the Vineyard. So you don't have to come here to the big ballpark to get your tickets. You can get them at any of those spots. The Select-A-Seat system, great idea. Here's Felix Millan, and the first pitch is right in there for a strike. Millan singled to center field and hit into a double play. 1 for 2. He is 2 for 10 in the series, batting at .251. Right-hand batter, professional, who came from the Atlanta Braves. A sinker a little bit low by Jones, 1-1. Padres are ahead 1-0. We are in the 6th inning. Mets are batting, 2 out, nobody on. Outfield shallow straight away, the infield waiting. Millan goes after a hard slider and misses. That ball started out to look like a strike and then broke down and in. A ball and 2 strikes. Millan with that number 17 on his back, waiting as Jones checks him out. Kendall laying out a sign. McCovey, 20s, Hernandez, Rader from first to third, the infield, outfield, Winfield, Davis, Locklear, they're watching. Jones, ready again, has the sign. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2, a fastball, a miss. Houston won another game, this time against the Cardinals. They've won 7 of their last 8. They pitched to Millan, fouled at the plate, 2-2. Final score, Astros 5, Cardinals 2. Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh 6-1. Giants beat Montreal 6-2 this afternoon, and Atlanta shut out Chicago 2-0. Dodgers and Phillies scoreless after 2.5. Dodgers batting last of the third. They've been up a long time. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A lot of waiting around. Everybody trying to get everything just right. Jones checking in at Millan. Now he's ready. Here's a left-hander for the Padres delivering a ground ball near short. Up with it is Enzo. He's got to play. So Millan bounces out on a ground ball that was headed for center field over the bag, and Enzo handled it. Randy Jones comes up with his 3rd inning. It's 3 up and 3 down once again. And after 5.5, it's the Padres 1, the Mets nothing. In the last of the 6th inning, McCovey steps in. He doubled to open up the 4th inning, but died at second base. And now here is Big Mac going up against Tom Seaver. Last of the 6th. Padres leading 1-0. McCovey takes high and away for a ball. The Dodgers scored in the 4th inning. They lead the Phillies 1-0. That's Jim Lomborg against Bert Hooton. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Mac. Sliders in there for a strike, 1-1. Padres got their run on the 5th on a single by Kendall with 1 out, and after Jones failed to sacrifice him, Hernandez singled. Kendall going to second, and 20's got him in with a looping single to center. There's a strike in there to McCovey. A ball and 2 strikes. Outfield shifted well to the right side. The infield way back. Boy, I'll tell you, if Willie could ever bunt one down that third base side, he could crawl to first base. Here's the 1-2 pitch. A chopper. Seaver has it. Over to first base, and that's all for Mac. The play goes 1-3. 1 away, 6th inning. Here's Dave Winfield. Winfield walked and stole a base in the 2nd inning, his 10th. He failed to move McCovey to 3rd when Willie was thrown out. The play going 1-5, and David tried to steal 2nd. It was cut down by Grody, 2-4. So Winfield has 10 stolen bases. He's been cut down 3 times. 1 down. Winfield waiting. Here's a pitch by Seaver. Curveball a little bit low for a ball. 1 out. Nobody on. Winfield trying to get something going here. Rader ready again. Seaver ready again. There's a drive to left field. A base hit as Winfield jumped on a curveball and really nailed it. Tom Seaver hung a curveball at Winfield, laced it to left for a single. And that'll bring up Doug Rader, the man I was looking for. Let's take a station break. This is the San Diego Padres Baseball Network.
For news of the nation and happenings at home, you'll get the complete story on Radio 60 News, KOGO San Diego.
Dave Winfield with that single now moves his batting streak to 10 games in a row. Hernandez got his 9th straight in the first inning and added to that in the 5th. Here's Doug Rader, who's gone 0 for 12 and 0 for 10 in the series. He's had a tough time. Winfield with a 10-game string. Hernandez with 9. A couple of Padres red hot right now. Another throw to first. Seaver knows that Winfield will run if he gets the chance. Rader batting at 290. Winfield drifting off first base. Seaver checks him. Infield back at double play depth. There's a pitch out. Ball 1. That ball almost got too close. Brody started to go out, and the ball almost came back. The Padres, 1 run, 7 hits. The Mets, no runs and 4 hits. Winfield dancing back at first base as Seaver takes him back. Tom ready again. Sets. Here's the pitch to Rader. Swung on a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Seaver's going after Rader with hard sliders and hard fastballs, trying to get the ball up. That's a tough spot for any hitter between the belt and the letters on the inside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 down. Throw to first. Winfield back again. Seaver at the set again. There goes Winfield, starts and stops, and Rader fouls it back. Winfield made a good fake to second, about 3 quick steps, and then put on the brakes. A ball and 2 strikes. Doug Rader checking out Amalfitano right now. For the Padres, the hit and run and the steal is activated by John McNamara. Not too many of the Padres will put that on their own. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down. Winfield at first, forced back again. He was leaning toward second, and Seaver, the time you have to watch Seaver on that throw to first is when he starts to go into a stretch. You start up and make the quick motion. Once he gets to a stretch position, then you can start taking your lead. There's the time again. He shoots it over there, and Winfield gets back. Seaver again gets Winfield. Dave, with that long stretch, almost stumbled backward. And the fans are wondering, hey, come on, throw the ball to the plate. Tom Seaver, though, who's won 173 lifetime ball games, doesn't get flustered by little things like that. He knows what he has to do. The double play combination of Neon and Heidemann are very deep, realizing that Rader's not a fast man. They're way back there. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Doug. Swung on him, missed strike 3, and Rader's had a tough time with Tom Seaver tonight. Second time he struck out. That is strikeout number 7 for Seaver. And here comes the guy who's had an even tougher time, Gene Locklear, who struck out in the 2nd and again in the 5th. Winfield still holding 4th at first base. Torrey holding against him. Seaver back behind the mound, touch at the peak of his cap. Checks the bottom of his left shoe. Toes the rubber. Brody looking down to the net bench. Lays out a sign. Locklear from the left side. Close stance. A throw to first. Winfield back again. But what Seaver is doing, he's keeping Winfield so close to first to avoid any chance of a possible stolen base. Here's the pitch to Locklear. Low and outside, ball 1. Gene batting at 233. Seaver once again at the set position. Locklear waiting. Cocks the bat. Here's the pitch. He takes it high. 2 balls, no strikes. Padres got a run on the 5th inning, and that's all so far for either side as they lead 1-0. And now Seaver's checking out his spike, and while we wait for Torrey to chat with him, why don't you men make your fashion headquarters Bill Gamble's Menswear? You know they've got great fashion ideas, the largest selection, and all the great brand names to keep you looking good. Bill Gamble's is a place to stop when you want to keep looking good with the best upbeat fashion ideas in town. And while you're there, check in at the Select a Seat counter where you can get the best ticket selections in town for all Padre home games. Okay, we're ready for action again. The pitch on the way to Locklear. Swings and misses. A hard slider inside. 2 balls and a strike. Seaver. Checking once again, has a sign. Here's the pitch to Locklear. Swings and misses again. Gene is having trouble making contact and has been striking out a lot lately. Sometimes you run into a fit like that where things just don't go your way. Locklear struck out 11 times in 43 at-bats. That's 1 out of 4. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Seaver forces Winfield back again. Locklear waiting. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Winfield goes. It's chopped to the shortstop. It gets through. Winfield on his way to third base. The throw holds him at third, and on at first is Locklear. Well, Gene Locklear can thank Dave Winfield for that base hit. He was moving to second, and when he did, Heidemann broke for second, and the ball was chopped right through the spot he had left. Locklear at first. Winfield at third. Fred Kendall will try to get somebody in. And there goes Luis Melendez, the run for Gene Locklear. Joe Frazier, the manager of the New York Mets, is on the run to Tom Seaver right now to check things out. So we've got a break here in the action. As it stands right now, the Padres have 1 run on 8 hits. The Mets no runs, 4 hits. San Diego with runners at the corners, 2 out, last half of the 6th inning. All the scores are in the American League. Kansas City beat Detroit 6-3. Chicago down Milwaukee 4-2. New York got by California 4-3. Cleveland beat Minnesota 4-1. Texas did the same to Baltimore 4-1. And Boston over Oakland 6-4. In the National, Atlanta shut out Chicago 2-0. San Francisco down Montreal 6-2. Cincinnati beat Pittsburgh 6-1. And Houston over St. Louis 5-2. Dodgers won Philadelphia 0 in the 4th. Here's Freddie Kendall now stepping in. The meetings are over. The action continues. Fred scored the only Padre run in the 5th inning. Melendez at first. Winfield at third. There's a curveball outside for a ball. Seaver has been touched up for 8 base hits. None with any real authority to him except a booming double by Willie McCovey in the 4th. The USC All-American ready again at the set position. The pitch on the way to Kendall. A ground ball, left side, base hit. Here comes Winfield. Freddie Kendall found the hole between Heidemann and Steger for a base hit. Winfield scores. The Padres lead 2-0. Here's Randy Jones. Luis Melendez down at second base. At first base, Freddie Kendall. The batter, Randy Jones, with 2 down. The fastball's low and outside, ball 1. 3 hits in this inning off Seaver. The Padres are out in front by 2. The next one on the way to Jones, and he takes a fastball in there for a strike. 1-1. Right-hander Ken Sanders warming up quickly for the Mets in the bullpen. As Seaver delivers another one to Jones. A sweeping slider outside. 2-1. Joe Frazier, the Met manager, is protecting against a disaster by Seaver because he doesn't come up. He'll be the 7th batter in the 7th inning if they go that far. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Jones hits one to the right side. Knocked down by Torrey. And Jones is out in a close play at first base. Joe Torrey stayed with us. Seaver over the cover. And in a very close play, Jones is nailed by an eyelash. But the Padres pick up another big run on 3 base hits, 2 men left. The score after 6, San Diego 2, New York 0. Here's Ray Charles for Olympia Beer.
It seems as though this life of ours is changing. Sometimes for the better, sometimes worse. It's taken time to find just what you're after. Been hanging on Olympia never wins. You hold yourself the best beer in the land. Olympia. Here's every city.
Olympia Brewing Company, Olympia, Washington.
Philadelphia Phillies.
After 6 innings of play, the Padres are sitting on top 2-0. They got a run in the 5th on a single by Kendall, 2 out singles by Hernandez and Fuentes. They got another in the 6th on a single by Winfield. He went to 3rd on a single by Loeffler on a hit and run, and scored on Freddie Kendall's single to left. And that's the scoring as it stands right now. The Padres, 2 runs, 9 hits. The Mets, no runs, 4 hits. We go to the 7th. Let's move over to Bob.
For the Mets in the 7th, it'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, John Milner, Dave Kingman, and Joe Torre. But Randy Jones has a second big run to work with now. 2-0 San Diego in the 7th. The pitch to Milner. He kind of ran down the first baseline as though he might try to bunt the ball, and the pitch was ruled low, ball 1 by Dutch Renner. Milner has singled and struck out, batting .323. The pitch is chopped foul down the first baseline. The count evens 1-1. The Mets have no runs on 4 hits. Randy has retired the last 10 minis face. The 1-1 pitch. Slider just misses the outside corner, 2-1. Many of the pitchers that Randy has missed the strike zone on have been very close. Randy ready, and the 2-1 pitch to Milner is in there. Strike 2, 2-2. Fastball at the letters. The Dodgers are leading the Phillies 2-0 in the 6th inning. Padres trail the Dodgers by 1 game. 2-2 pitch. Bouncer foul down the first baseline. The count holds 2-2. The Reds have already won, so the best the Padres can do by winning tonight is staying 4 games back of Cincinnati. Randy ready, the 2-2 pitch. Half swing, strike 3, says Dutch Renner. John Milner nose to nose with Renner. But Milner is out. I'm not sure whether Renner ruled that Milner swung at the pitch or whether it caught the outside corner. But at any rate, it's strikeout number 3 for Randy Jones. 1 out for the Mets in the 7th. Nobody on. Padres leading 2-0. Here's Dave Kingman. Kingman has hit into a double play and grounded a shortstop. 0 for 2 in the ball game, batting .238. He takes outside ball 1. The Padres go into the Kingman shift. 3 infielders on the left field side of second base. Rader guarding the line at 3rd. There's a bouncer towards shortstop. It's cut off by Rader. Can he make the play to throw to McCovey? Not in time. Rader was actually too aggressive on that play. It would have been an easier play for the shortstop, Hernandez. But Doug can't second-guess himself on some play like that. He's got to go for the ball if he can. But Doug was kind of off balance when he gloved it, had to straighten up and make the throw, and it was too late. So it's an infield single for Kingman. For the Mets, it's their 5th hit in the ball game. Here's Joe Torre. The pitch to Joe. Outside, ball 1. Padres are leading 2-0. Torre, a slow runner, hits into a lot of double plays. He's hit into 9 double plays, grounded into 9 this year. 1-0 pitch is in the hip and east. Strike 1, 1-1. Joe has hit back to the mound and grounded to shortstop. Batting .333. 4 home runs, but only 11 runs batted in. 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2, 2-1. Randy trying to get Joe to try to pull one of those pitches that breaks away from the plate and looking for the double play ground ball. Kingman off first. He can run. 1 out in the Mets 7th. Jerry Grody up after Torrey. The 2-1 pitch, way outside and high, 3-1. Randy several times tonight has fallen behind hitters, 3-0, 3-1. But on each occasion, he's been able to get the hitter out. Randy has not walked a man, remember, for 4 straight games. 3-1 pitch to Torrey. Ground ball to the hole. Base hit left field. Kingman goes to second and holds on. The Mets have runners at first and second with 1 out here in the 7th inning. The tying runs are on, and the batter is Jerry Grody. That's the 6th hit off Randy Jones. Grody has hit back to the mound and grounded to third. Jerry also does not have much speed. He's grounded into 6 double plays this year. Tough hitter, batting .281. 1 home run, and 11 runs batted in. In the Padre bullpen down the left field line, right-hander Butch Metzger starts loosening up. Metzger hasn't pitched in a while. The Padres have had 3 straight complete game efforts. Randy hoping to make it 4. Kingman off second, Torrey off first, 1 out. 2-0 Padres. The pitch to Grody, chopped toward third. Waiting for it is Rader with his foot on the bag, and Kingman is out at third. What a play by Rader. He had his foot on the bag, stretching as he reached for the ground ball. Kingman trying to make the good play. The aggressive baseball slid hard into Rader and upset him, but to no avail. So it's a fielder's choice. Grody safe at first, Torrey into second, and Kingman out at third, unassisted by Doug Rader. Good play by Doug. He had no chance for a double play on that ball. It was hit too slowly. He could have charged and made a play at first, but instead he held his ground at third base, and with his foot on the bag, he stretched and fielded the ground ball. Here's Steger. The pitch to Roy Steger is high. Ball 1. Steger has singled and grounded to third. The rookie third baseman batting .222. No homers, 6 RBIs. Torrey at second, Grody at first, 2 out. 2-0 Padres. The pitch by Jones. Hard shot to short. Backhanded by Hernandez. The throw to Fuentes at second to help the force on Grody. And the Mets are gone in the 7th. The ball was hit hard, but Hernandez came up with it on 1 hop. Threw to Fuentes for the force on Grody at second, and the Mets come up empty-handed in the 7th inning. No runs for New York on 2 base hits. No Padre errors, 2 runners left. At the end of 6.5 innings, it is still 2-0 San Diego.
The crack of the batter was clearly. The eyes just watched the ball and fly. The hush and everybody wonders. The roar as it hit the fearsome side. The thrill of Padres on the bases. The runners flying like a bird. The bunch that squeeze the hit and run play. The runner sliding in from third at home Federal Country.
You get lots of extra benefits when you belong to a Major League club, especially when it's Home Federal's Investor Club. Every Investor Club member receives a free safe deposit box, free bank checking account, free traveler's check, discounts on merchandise and travel, and even more. Just maintain a Saver Card account of $2,500 or more, and you're automatically a member with your own club card and full club benefits. Join the Investor Club, only at Home Federal Savings of San Diego.
Home Federal Country.
Bottom of the 7th inning from San Diego Stadium. The Padres lead the Mets 2-0. For San Diego in the 7th against Tom Seaver, it'll be the top of the order. Enzo Hernandez, Tito Fuentes, and Willie Davis. Enzo batting .340, leads it off and takes a big sweeping curveball for a strike. Enzo is 2 for 3 in the game, a couple of singles. He's hit in 9 straight games, and Enzo is 5 for 9 in this series. Fastball is looped into left field. Drifting to his left and in is John Milner. He's under it, makes the catch, and that's the first out of the inning. 1 away in the Padres 7th. Tito Fuentes, who's 2 for 3, stepping in. Tito drove in the first San Diego run with a single in the 5th inning. A 2-out base hit. Tito batting .279. This is very likely Tom Seaver's last inning. Seaver is due to bat second when the Mets hit in the 8th. And it will be at least 2-0 Padres when the Mets come to the plate in the 8th inning. Willie Davis waiting on deck. Seaver's first pitch to Tito. Fastball for a strike. The Padres have 9 hits off Tom Seaver in this game, and they got 11 hits off Seaver when they faced him in New York a month ago. Tom working very slowly tonight. Strike 1 pitch. Fastball high. Ball 1. 1-1. Talking to some of the writers who cover the Mets, people have been around a while. They have never seen Seaver work as slow in a ball game as he is tonight. 1-1 pitch. Fastball chopped on the right side. Charging his Torrey. Comes up with it. Shovels to Seaver. And Fuentes is out at first. 3-1. Retires Fuentes. 2 gone for the Padres in the 7th. Nobody on. Padres on top 2-0 as Willie Davis comes to the plate. The Padres scored their first run in the 5th inning on singles by Kendall and Hernandez and a 2-out single by Fuentes. They scored in the 6th on singles by Winfield and Locklear and a 2-out single by Kendall. In Los Angeles, the Dodgers now lead the Phillies 3-0. All all the scores as soon as San Diego bats in the 7th. The attendance has not yet been announced tonight, but it's a big crowd, and they're enjoying themselves. Padres lead at 2-0 in the 7th. Willie Davis, 0 for 3 in the game, batting .288. Left-handed batter, hitting third in the San Diego lineup. The pitch by Seaver. Curveball, outside, ball 1. In the Padre bullpen, left-handed Kenny Reynolds getting in some work. Willie McCovey waiting on deck after Willie D. Here's the ball 1 pitch by Seaver. Curveball grounded toward first. Up with it is Joe Torre. He'll make the play himself, and Willie Davis is the third out of the inning. For the first time in the game, Tom Seaver sets the Padres down 1-2-3. At the end of 7 innings of play, it's San Diego 2, New York nothing. Elsewhere in the National League, Philadelphia at Los Angeles. As we said, it's 3-0 Dodgers in the 7th inning. Bert Hooton pitching for Los Angeles. Jim Lonborg for the Phillies. St. Louis at Houston. The Astros knocked off the Cardinals 5-2. James Rodney Richard won his 7th game against 5 losses. The Astros have won 7 of their last 8, and the Cardinals have lost 5 of their last 6. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. The Big Red Machine perks along. They beat the Pirates 6-1. The Reds have won 5 of 6. Montreal at San Francisco. The Giants over the Expos 6-2. And Atlanta at Chicago this afternoon. The Braves shut out the Cubs 2-0. A 3-hitter for Andy Messerschmidt, his second shutout in a row. The Braves have won 6 in a row. The Cubs have lost 6 in a row. In the American League, Detroit at Kansas City. The Royals over the Tigers 6-3. John Mayberry homered twice for Kansas City. The Royals have won 8 of 9. Chicago at Milwaukee. The White Sox won at 4-2. California at New York. The Yankees over the Angels 4-3. Minnesota at Cleveland. The Indians 4. The Twins 1. Texas at Baltimore. The Rangers defeated the Orioles 4-1. And Oakland at Boston. The Red Sox topped the A's 6-4. Here at San Diego Stadium, it's 2-0 Padres. We go to the 8th, and for more play, let's get back to Jerry.
Okay, Bob, Jack Heidemann is coming on. He'll be followed by Tom Seaver, but Beauclair is hanging in the on-deck circle, and he'll be coming on to bat for Tom Seaver. The first pitch to Heidemann is fouled away for a strike. Bruce Beauclair moving into the on-deck circle for Tom Seaver. Padres out in front 2-0. We are in the 8th inning. A 1-strike count to Heidemann. Right-hand batter. He's flied to center and bounced to third. Jones delivers. A swing and a miss by Heidemann for strike 2. We are in the Met 8th inning. San Diego 2 runs, 9 hits. New York no runs and 6. Here's the pitch to Heidemann. It's outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kenny Reynolds getting a little work in the Padre bullpen at the moment. The pitch on the way to Heidemann. A ground ball up the middle. Hernandez can't get it into center field. Skip Lockwood is throwing in the bullpen for the Mets. And now here comes Bruce Beauclair after the opening single by Heidemann here in the 8th inning. Beauclair started the ball game last night, and he went 0 for 4. He had a pinch single in the first game, so he is 1 for 5 overall. Bruce Beauclair stepping in to try to keep something going for New York. Padres ahead by 2, a runner at first, nobody out, 8th inning. That was the 7th hit off Randy Jones. Seaver, while he was in there in 7 innings, gave up 9 hits and 2 runs. He struck out 7 and walked only 1 man. Jones checks Heidemann at first. Beauclair waiting, and he takes low and outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. Beauclair is batting at .351. He checks his third base coach, Eddie Yost. Jones kicks, fires, got the corner for a strike, 1-1. Outfield playing Beauclair about dead straight away. He keeps checking Eddie Yost to find out if he wants him to try anything. Heidemann off at first. Jones delivers. Beauclair swings and misses. A ball and 2 strikes. Randy going for win number 11. Seaver was going for a 6th, but he's in a spot where he can lose the ball game and cannot win it. Skip Lockwood warming up in the bullpen for New York. Butch Metzger starts a little action down in the Padre bullpen. Jones checking out Kendall. The infield tight. Rader at third. Hernandez at short. 20's at second. Here's the pitch. A breaking ball is high and away. 2-2. Tense moment in the ball game. 8th inning. Mets have the leadoff man on. The 2-2 pitch coming up to Beauclair. Strike 3 called, and he's gone. Jones flipped it by him.
Clear appear to be looking for the breaking ball, and Jones whistled a fastball right down at the knees, and he's gone. The fourth strikeout logged by Randy. One away. Here's the leadoff man, Leon Brown, who has 1 for 3 in the game. Fly to center, single to center, and bounce to short. Fast man with speed. From the right side, he waits. Here's a pitch by Randy. It's high and away for ball 1. Brown batting at .233. Outfield dead straight away. Melendez in left, Davis in center, Winfield in right. Lockwood watching down there from the Met bullpen as Brown fouls it back. 1-1. Leon Brown started with Stockton back in '67. He's had a long struggle to get to the big time. Made it for the first time this year after 10 years. There's a high pop-up on the right side. 20s, waiting for it to come down, and he had an idea of maybe letting the ball drop if Brown didn't run to go for 2. But Brown trotted down there to make sure the 20s would have to catch the ball. We've got 2 out. That'll bring up Felix Meehan. Meehan single to center, hit into a double play, and bounced to the shortstop. Folks here at San Diego Stadium hanging on every pitch, and we've got a massive crowd. Randy Jones checking out Kendall. Meehan taking a little time, the veteran infielder, acquired from the Atlanta Braves. Had a little trouble with injuries the last couple of years as Randy kicks and fires, and Meehan takes a fastball high. Jones contemplating whatever he may be thinking about out there. Boy, you never know what goes through a pitcher's mind on a spot like this. Is he 1, 2, or 3 pitches ahead? Here's the 1-0 delivery. A ground ball to short. Enzo gets it on the big hop. Throws it to Tito, and the force is on Heidemann. The Mets are gone in the 8th. Play going 6-4. For New York in the 8th inning. No runs, a base hit, a man left. After 7.5. San Diego 2, New York nothing. Here's Jose Feliciano for Olympia Beer.
Olympia never will. Come on along and have yourself a lonely. Put a nice little oldie in your hand. Come on along and raise the taste of rolling. Now's the time. You owe yourself the best beer in the land. Olympia. It doesn't get any better.
Olympia Brewing Company, Olympia, Washington. Incidentally, before we go to the last of the 8th inning with McCovey coming up, we'd like to remind you about the KPBS Open Sesame Auction, which is on right now and every night from 6 to 12 on Channel 15. It's not too late to donate to this worthy cause, with all the money going for public broadcasting in San Diego. That's Channel 15. This Friday night will be sports night, and Bob Chandler and I will be on hand after the game to help out. It's the KPBS auction on Channel 15, 6 to 12 until Saturday night, June the 12th. And sports night coming up on Friday night. Here are some of the things they're going to give away. A pitching lesson from Padres star Randy Jones for a youngster 14 and under. Padre tickets plus clubhouse and dugout tour. Guest appearance on a pregame radio show and the scoreboard recognition. So we're going to have a lot of fun there. The KPBS Open Sesame Auction on right now. Why don't you help out? Here's Big Mac Willie McCovey stepping in against Skip Lockwood. Lockwood in relief of Tom Seaver. The first pitch to Mac is high and away. Ball 1. Dodgers leading Philadelphia 3-0 in the 8th inning. Lombard was going for his 9th. Right now he's in trouble. McCovey takes low and inside from Lockwood. 2 balls and no strikes. Lockwood was in the other night, went 1 inning, giving up a hit and 3 runs. That was a home run by Winfield. McCovey hits one. He puts the shot into this one, heading for the wall. Going, gone!
He put a charge into that one, and the Padres lead 3-0. Man, did he hit it. For Big Mac. His second home run of the year, a shot over the right field wall. And for McCovey, home run number 460 lifetime. Winfield takes a curveball on the corner for strike one. So the Padres sitting on top 3-0. That'll give Jones an extra cushion going into the ninth inning against Milner, Kingman, and Torrey. Winfield stepping in, waiting once again. Lockwood, a curveball, misses low and inside. Winfield walked, failed to bunt McCovey over, and then singled and scored the second Padre run in the sixth inning. Stole a base, his 10th of the year in the second. Winfield waiting, the 1-1 delivery. A curveball is popped up behind the plate, out of play. A ball and 2 strikes. I'll tell you, Big Mac savored that one. He just strolled around the bases. Lifetime number 460. The Padres sitting on top 3-0. That was their 10th base hit. Lockwood waiting. Winfield drills one to center field. Coming on is Brown. He's got it just above the knees. That ball was hit. It started to knuckle a little bit out there. Dance on the way to Brown, but he handled it. Before Doug Rader gets up there, let's take a station break. This is the San Diego Padre Baseball Network.
The King of Merton, Merriman, Ernie Myers, is heard every morning from 6 to 10 on Coco Radio. This is KOGO in San Diego.
Doug Rader moving in, trying to break a slump. He is 0 for 3 in this ball game. 0 for 8, 0 for 11 rather in the series, and 0 for 13 overall. First pitch is a strike to Doug. He's just trying to snap one of those unpleasant batting slumps you run into every now and then. Rader waiting from the right side. Lockwood is ready. Here's the 1-strike pitch. He swings and misses. Strike 2. Lockwood has been a very effective pitcher for the Mets in relief. Appearing in his 18th ball game, has a record of 2-2, an earned run average of 2.40. But he's given up home runs, a 3-run shot to Winfield, and a solo homer by McCovey in relief here at San Diego. There's a foul off on the right side, and Rader stays alive at 0-2. Don't forget, tomorrow night it'll be the 2 left-handers, John Matlack and Brent Strom, wrapping it up. And then the Philadelphia Phillies come sailing into town. Friday night, Saturday night, the doubleheader on Sunday. And Saturday night will be Let's Dine Out Ball Night for all you youngsters 14 and under. Here's a 2-strike pitch. A curveball, strike 3 called, and Rader's gone. So Doug has had a very tough night, taking a called 3rd strike, the 3rd time that he has struck out in the ball game. First strikeout for Lockwood.
The left fielder, number 25.
Luis Melendez is coming on for the first time as a hitter. He went in as a runner for Locklear after Locklear punched the single to left in the 6th inning. And that was a big base hit because Kendall followed with a base hit of his own to score Winfield for the second Padre run. Lockwood delivers, and Melendez takes a slow curve outside on the corner, strike 1. Lockwood doesn't appear to be using much effort. Just sort of spins the ball up there, but it breaks big. Here's the 1-strike delivery. Curveball is high. 1-1. Only game still going. This one here in San Diego, and the Philadelphia Dodger game in Los Angeles. Dodgers leading 3-0. Melendez hits the ground ball to Heidemann at short, who gloves it nicely over to first, and that's all for the Padres in the 8th. Play going 6-3. For San Diego, 1 run on 1 hit. McCovey, 460th lifetime homer. No mid-airs, nobody left. And we go to the 9th. It's San Diego 3, New York 0.
Drive a Chevy and believe, drive a Chevy. It's a lot of car for the money.
Chevy Nova is a little bigger small car for the money. Nova 4-door is priced less than these foreign cars. $472 less than Toyota Corona. $188 less than Datsun 710. $396 less than VW Rabbit, based on a comparison of manufacturer's suggested retail prices for 4-door models.
Drive a Chevy and believe, and believe, and believe.
Another good reason to believe in Nova. Most small foreign cars hold only 4 passengers. Chevy Nova holds 6, and it's rated at 21 miles per gallon EPA highway estimate, 15 cities, with a standard 6-cylinder engine and available automatic transmission. Actual mileage may vary. Be sure you get all the small car you can for your money.
Drive a Chevy and believe, and believe. Drive a Chevy and believe. It's a lot of cars for the money.
When Randy
Randy Jones ran out there for the ninth inning against the Mets. 42,972 in unison, giving the little guy a standing ovation. What a night for Randy. And to tell you about the interest in this ball game, talk shows from Montreal, Philadelphia, and New York calling in to Mike Ryan, our PR director here, wanting to know what's going on. So you can see the national attention that is focused on the little left-hander from Poway. Stepping in there right now is John Milner. The first pitch is a strike. Milner, a left-hand batter, is 1 for 3 tonight. A one-strike delivery, swung on a miss, strike 2. And with each pitch, the fans here, and you can hear them in unison, roaring. Kingman waiting in the on-deck circle. Jones ready once again. The 2-strike pitch to Milner. On the end of the bat to the third baseman, Raiders. Over to first in time for one away. So we got one down, ninth inning. Mike Ivey has replaced Willie McCovey at first base for defensive reasons. Here's Dave Kingman. Kingman in the ball game, bounced into a double play in the first, and I mean, he really hit it. It was a bullet to Raiders, turned it in. Hit to the shortstop, 6-3 in the fourth, had an infield single in the seventh. He's 1 for 3, batting .241. He takes outside for ball 1. Jones is ready again. There's a swing and a miss by Kingman. He went after a fastball. It dipped out of that strike zone, and David missed it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 delivery coming up. On the corner, strike 2, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We're in the ninth inning. Padres are leading 3-0. Here's a 1 ball, 2 strike delivery just off the corner, 2-2. There's the same score in Los Angeles with the Dodgers leading the Phillies 3-0. Hooten besting Lonborg at the moment. Here's a 2-2 pitch. A ground ball to third. It's stripped and foul. Count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kingman. Randy Jones going for number 11. He needs 2 outs to turn the trick. If he goes all the way, he will have completed his 10th game in 14 starts. Remarkable. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Ground ball again, foul on the left side. Butch Metzger throwing quietly down to the Padre bullpen just in case. San Diego got a run on the 5th, 1 on the 6th, and 1 on the 8th on McCovey's booming home run over that right field wall. 2-2 pitch again to Kingman. Hard shot by Raider, foul on the third base side. Doug wasn't a yard off that line and very deep. And if he couldn't get it, it almost had to be foul. No way he could press one between Raider and that line, no matter how hard he hit. He's right on it. Infield stacked on the left side. 20's on the shortstop side. The 2-2 pitch to Kingman. High pop-up. Ivy, Kendall looking at it. Ivy, now Kendall says, I'll try it, and he does for the out. So Randy Jones is 1 out away from victory number 11, and the man he has to get rid of is Joe Torre, the veteran first baseman. Padres, 3 runs, 10 hits. The Mets, no runs, 7 hits. What a night this has been for 43,000 fans here at San Diego Stadium. The first pitch now to Torre. He's right in there for a strike. I'll tell you one thing. If Jones runs from there tomorrow, Pete Wilson's in trouble. That's the way he's taken over. Here's the 1-strike pitch. A foul on the right side. Strike 2. Torre batting at .339. Padres trying to make it 3 straight over the Mets. And if they do, they'll go 6 over 500. Here's the 2-strike delivery. Low. And Jones says, hey, give me another baseball. I don't like that one. A ball and 2 strikes. Cincinnati has already won. The Dodgers are leading 3-0. They're batting on the last of the 8th. So it looks as though the top 3 clubs in the National West will maintain the pace. Houston won. They're right behind the Padres. Atlanta won. San Francisco won. This is a big night for the West. All right, the fans beginning the crescendo. The 1-2 pitch. Curveball. Hit the right field short. 20's is over there. Waves everybody away. The ball game is over. bedlam here at San Diego Stadium as Randy Jones shuts out the Mets 3-0. And I'll tell you, he can't get off the field. The media, the photographers, they're after him. The Padres players all congratulating San Diego's brightest sports star, Randy Jones. Final score, Padres 3, Mets nothing.
If you want the sporty class from Chevrolet, you want to reach out for Chevelle, Monte Carlo, and Camaro. When a car makes you feel good about its looks, that's style. When it makes you feel good about yourself, that's character. And that's Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo, it's genuine, honest, original. A car with sculptured lines the likes of which you'll see on no other car. Oh, and it's got a Chevrolet price. Or maybe you like Chevelle, long America's most popular midsize car, and why not? The Malibu Classic is just that, a classic. But hey, don't forget Camaro, one of America's beautiful automobiles. If you're talking looks only, that statement is so obvious that it requires no elaboration. But to those who drive one, the real beauty of Camaro is its roadability. Camaro, Chevelle, Monte Carlo. Reach out for one at the San Diego County Chevy dealer nearest you.
San Diego County Chevy dealers reaching out for you. San Diego County Chevy dealers reaching out for you.
The Jones boy from Poway, California, did it again. San Diego, 3 runs, 10 hits, no errors. New York, no runs, 7 hits, no errors. Winning pitcher Randy Jones, his record now 11-2. The loser Tom Seaver, who pitched an extremely good ball game, but Jones was a little bit finer tonight. Tom's record now goes to 5-5. In the ball game, a big single by 20's got the first run. A key single by Kendall got the second. And McCovey's home run on the 8th put the Padres over the top, 3-0. Tonight's ball game in front of 42,972 was brought to you by Home Federal Savings of San Diego, offering Investor Club members a free safe deposit box, free bank checking account, and much more. By Premium Olympia beer. Some things never change. A great beer doesn't change. Olympia never will. And by Chevrolet and your San Diego County Chevrolet dealers. Like baseball, hot dogs, and apple pie, Chevy is an American favorite. Test drive America's largest family of small cars. Nobody has a lineup like Chevrolet. I'll be back with a brief message after this word.
Drive a Chevy and believe. And believe. Drive a Chevy and believe. It's a lot of fun for the money.
Chevrolet wants you to be sure you get all the small car you can for the money. Like Monza Town Coupe, the sporty American car priced lower than these foreign cars. $327 less than Toyota Corona 2-door sedan. And $238 less than Datsun 710 2-door sedan. Based on a comparison of manufacturer's suggested retail prices.
Drive a Chevy and believe. And believe. And believe.
Monza Town Coupe gives you plenty to believe in. It's a whole lot of car for the money, with quiet hydraulic valve lifters and an engine guarantee you can really believe in. Check your Chevy dealer for details about our Durabuilt 4-cylinder engine guarantee. Be sure you get all the small car you can for your money.
Drive a Chevy and believe. And believe. Drive a Chevy and believe. It's a lot of cars for the money.
In a night filled with tense action, 43,000 fans here at San Diego Stadium watched the pitching matchup, the finest of the year, between Tom Seaver and Randy Jones. Jones came out on top throwing a shutout, completing his 10th complete ball game in 14 outings. The line score, Padres 3 runs, 10 hits. The Mets no runs and 7 hits. The home run of the ball game went to Big Mac Willie McCovey, his second of the year in the 8th inning, 460 lifetime. Stay tuned for the Padre Dugout Show coming right up. I'm Jerry Coleman for Bob Chandler and Tommy Jorgensen. This is the San Diego Padre Baseball Network.
I'm sick of it, Al.
I know, honey, but things break down and need repairs.
It's the rotten repairs I'm sick of. I mean, the washing machine, Herman the handyman, $60, and still not working right.
And your brother's night school buddy fixing the TV? It's like throwing money away.
Yeah, and now the air conditioning's on the blink. I mean, who do we try? Fred's Fix-It Shop?
No. We better start calling in experts, honey, who know what they're doing. Like Bill. He's a day and night man.
Day and night man?
Yeah, he's a day and night central air conditioning dealer, trained at their factory, knows the whole bag. Installation, repair, service. He's forgotten more about air conditioning than most guys ever learn. He'll fix it right.
But our air conditioner isn't a Bill.
No matter. Bill can handle a problem.
Okay, then. Let's call the expert.
And right now. Marie, would you believe it? Now the phone's dead. In Lemon Grove, see Garth Watkins, your local day and night dealer at Century Sheet Metal and Air Control Company, 7590 North Avenue, or call 462-7950.
Jerry Coleman and Bob Chandler, the voices of the San Diego Padres, heard only on KOGO San Diego.
San Diego Stadium on a memorable night. Randy Jones shutting out the New York Mets 3-0. I'm Jerry Coleman for Bob Chandler and Tommy Jorgensen with tonight's Padre Dugout Show, and it's brought to you by your San Diego Culligan Man. Why don't you call your Culligan Man today and get a $100 trade-in allowance on your old water softener? And by PSA, the unofficial state bird with over 160 flights a day, connecting Northern and Southern California. PSA gives you a lift. What a ball game tonight. Randy Jones started out a little on the tenuous side in the first inning. With one down, Meehan got a single to center. Milner